It's the Bingham Miners traveling out to take on the Skyridge Falcons, the undefeated reigning 6A state champions, right here on KSL Sports Rewind. JT Wistersill and Brian Brown with you on the call. The Miners 1-2 coming into this one, but a deceptive 1-2. Last week they only played the top team in high school football, the modern-day Monarchs. As for the Falcons, they've looked dominant as ever amidst a very strong stretch. In week 1, they registered a season-opening win against a very tough Timpview team. Then in week 2, went on the road and beat East. And then in week 3, they took out Farmington at home. All that factoring into this week 4 showdown, in which Justin Hem's Falcons are looking to beat one of the powerhouses in 6A, the Bingham Miners. Going to kick for the Miners is going to be Riley Wicker. And then back to receive the kick for the Falcons is going to be Trent Call and Colby Smith. This is an explosive Falcons unit. Farmington, Travis Hoops, their running back, actually returned a kick last week as he was able to run one back to the house, 96 yards. Falcons won't get the chance to do the same as this one touches the back of the end zone. So we'll get our first look at the Bingham offense. Bingham offense was the first offense we saw this season. On Thursday night, they came out and took out Lone Peak in the season opening game of the high school football season. They would fall in that one 27-7. And it was one where the Miners didn't quite get things going overall, but now this is a chance for the Skyridge Falcons to get off to a hot start here. And Bingham offensively wasn't their greatest showing, defensively wasn't their greatest showing, but it feels like they've gotten a little bit better each week of the season. For the Falcons, starting is going to be Jackson Stevens as they started at the 20. Miners defense loaded with talent when you're talking about Charger Dottie. Tupaya, another force for them to go along with McBride in the middle. Week 4 of the high school football season gets underway right here. Sheffield in the backfield. Stevens, play action. Kalama makes the grab on the outside. The dynamic receiver brings one in. Ryan, what are you most looking forward to about watching Skyridge this week?
Being able to see the numbers on the orange interviews. I think that's on the orange jerseys, I should say, not interviews. No, but I'm excited to see Jackson Stevens run this offense and see if his team can progress into the unit that we think it could be.
They give it to Sheffield on the ground, and Sheffield finds a crease. This Bingham defensive line had a tough task going against modern day. Because that modern day offensive line, they're pretty much all going to be playing at the next level. But unfortunately, so is pretty much this entire Skyridge offensive line as well.
Yeah, they've got a tough task week in, week out in terms of what they're playing right now, and they will be playing it in region. Utah is great in the trenches as a state, JT. We saw that against modern day. We've seen that again tonight.
False start. I believe that was on Trent Call, the explosive receiver. And last year, dynamic quarterback who filled in when McKay Hillstead was hurt. And that's one of the crazy things about the Falcons. Who's so much talent, right? Desilia Kana, gone. McKay Hillstead, also gone. So many players from last year's team. Even the leader of their offensive line, Adam Stevenson, gone. Here they are 3-0 and absolutely one of the top teams in the state.
Couldn't agree with you more on that one, JT. They found a way to reload, especially on the offensive side of the football. We'll see a lot of Kalama tonight. We'll see a lot of Jackson Stevens trying to run this offense in the same mold that McKay Hillstead was able to do so successfully last year.
No Ben Howard for the Falcons offensive line, but still a potent group as they give Stevens a lot of time. Stevens looks deep and slightly underthrown.
There is a little bit of weather tonight, JT. It's not necessarily windy, but it is a very thick, humid atmosphere here. As you've seen rain all day, oftentimes when you get those airborne balls, it can slow down a little bit when it's humid like that. I'm not a meteorologist. I just pretend to be one on TV.
Hey, you were one a couple weeks ago. You were on top of it with the weather. It's First Responders Appreciation Night here at Skyridge High School as the medical helicopter takes off. Falcons looking to hope their offense can take flight. 2nd and 15 from the 37 with 10:49 to go. Stevens drops back, sets up the screen. High throw to Sheffield, incomplete.
Sheffield is not able to reel that in. A little bit high. And Stevens trying to avoid the rush. Did a good throw out. That's a touch pass, right? One of those things that he really wants to work on as he progresses and tries to make his way to the next level.
Darius Afalava, the Falcons' fantastic right tackle, and multiple other players. No Ben Howard tonight, as we mentioned, but still a very talented group that is as good as any team in the state in the trenches, especially Brian.
Well, I mean, it's a great year to watch offensive line here in the state of Utah. Talk about Skyridge, Corner Canyon. Stevens has tons of time to operate there, looking to throw.
Just throws a jump ball kind of up, and great coverage downfield that time. That was Latu breaking it up.
You can hear the boomers like through the microphones here as Skyridge fans expecting some sort of flag on that one. I have a feeling tonight, JT, the officials are going to let a lot of contact go, especially downfield. That one, Skyridge not able to make the completion happen.
Dottie back to return the kick. Shontoy Lolo, one of the Falcons' protectors back there, along with Ian Mariner. Hard to get through there. Booming punts. Gale is caught at the 15, and the Falcons will. Oh, he somehow broke out of the field. Only breaking free across the 20, and before Toy Lolo finally makes the play, but there is a flag, Brian.
There is, and I'll tell you what, JT, great job by number 11 for Bingham to avoid a potential flag there. He's got hands up. He interferes with the defender, doesn't hit him. Allows Bingham to get more yards, and then they're going to get, I think, an additional 15 here for a face mask.
We talked about the talent in the trenches. You lose to Cilia Conasione, Westover, more of a linebacker, but still rushed the passer at times last year. But you get to Shontoy Lolo, Ian Mariner, and they're even deep beyond those guys, too, when you look at what Malafu does for them, too. Just a really deep group that might even go deeper than 6, Brian.
Yeah, and I apologize to those watching at home. I thought it was a face mask. It looks like it was actually a penalty here. That'll back the Miners up inside the 20-yard line here. They are tough on offense, but they're going to have an even tougher task right now. 18-yard field.
Ka'ili drops back, pressure in his face, gets it to the outside, and a grab made. Carson Sudbury, got to imagine they're happy to have him back.
Yeah, it's great to see Carson Sudbury back. One of my personal favorite players in the state. He's a tough kid, been injured for the last couple outings, the last couple weeks. Just hope that, for a kid like him, you want to see him have success, be healthy for the rest of the senior year, and maybe he'll get an opportunity at that level. Exciting player, slippery as suds out there in Carson Sudbury.
Aurora Ka'ili, the sophomore, in the gun. 2nd and 10 from the 18, 9:37 to go. Falcons nearly jump. The throw over the middle of the field, incomplete.
A little high, maybe a little behind Sudbury, a little bit of contact there. We talked about it earlier. I think the officials are going to let a lot of that kind of thing go tonight. Setting up early, getting creative with the RPO. Maybe a little play action, hard to say sometimes with those types of plays. They want to attack the Skyridge defense. Skyridge does not move around and blitz nearly as much as they did last year. And I think Bingham feels like early on they can attack that.
The Bingham offense, 2 plays in and two times throwing the ball, Brian? How about that?
I don't know what's got in Freddie Fernandez, but we're back to Freddie ball now.
We absolutely are. They'll give it on the ground, up ahead. Brimhall with the tough carry, but he won't get much on 3rd and 10. And it'll be a punt for the Miners.
Good job by that Skyridge Falcons with 3 and out there again. It's always going to be tough sledding, operating from inside the 20-yard line. Field position is a huge part of high school football. At any level, especially at this level, the better your field position, the better your opportunities are getting in the end zone.
Wicker back to punt. The explosive Kamala back, waiting for return. Low and not the best of punts, but it will still cross the 50, albeit barely. And the Falcons offense coming back onto the field. And, for Jackson Stevens transferring in from Davis High, wanted an opportunity to pair with Justin Helm. How do you think that marriage has gone 3 weeks into the season?
Well, about like every other transfer in the state, JT, a little bit of working from them, right? And that's part of the reason why high school ball is so great. Is it's a lot of guys working together, same group, same staff for so long. And so as we're seeing more and more transfers, it's going to be tough sledding for a lot of these guys early on. They have never worked with a coach before. It's a new system. And these kids are still in the learning stages of football. So much so, and I think sometimes we put super high expectations, as you see there. He's doing a good job. That's really what he has to do to be. There's other playmakers out there for him.
Sheffield, gain of 4 on the carry. Man, this Falcons offensive line, we talked about it a little bit already, but it really seems like every time they run, they were trailing at halftime against Timpview. They put the game in the hands of the offensive line and Sheffield on the ground, and they really started to move the ball, and then eventually were able to win the game, Brian.
And that's really what you want to do at any level, right? The adage is always true. Just run the dang ball. And Skyridge has always been built off the run game, no matter how good the quarterback has been. I see a lot of it tonight.
Sheffield bounces it to the outside. Good receiver blocking downfield, although it actually might just be an injured minor, as one of the Bingham players is currently down. The training staff tending to him at the moment, and while they do so, we'll step away on KSL Sports Rewind. The Miner was helped off the field, so we'll pick it up for the Falcons. 1st and 10 from the 39, just under 8 to play now. They fake it to Sheffield. Stevens, pocket breaking down, and he's taken down. Sack for the Miners. Will Van Cott.
Will Van Cott, a very underrated defensive end, a highly touted, I think in my mind, potential prospect. You see why right there. Able to bend the corner, as Chris Long likes to say, touch the hoop, the little hoop that they put down on the field, and get the sack on Stevens.
They'll make it 2nd and 15. To your point about highly touted prospects, he just beat one as well in Afalava, one of the top 5 players in the class of 25 in the state. And it's crazy that 4 of, I will say there's a change amongst the Skyridge offensive line now with Howard out, but 4 of the normal 5 starters are all 25, so underclassmen overall. Just incredible stuff for this Falcons team. Stevens with better protection. Gets it to Kalama. Kalama making moves, but taken down. Nice diving effort made by the Miners to contain him.
And that's, I think, always the unique part about watching games where there are highly rated prospects in them, right? And we see the battle. It still rages no matter how good the guy across from you is. You're going to see a really spirited effort from Bingham tonight as they're going to be up to the challenge. And there's a few guys on the Bingham side of the ball that really want to attack and have that internal competitiveness against a really talented Skyridge offensive ball.
Brooks Hoffheim makes the play, makes it 3rd and 10. Kalama, Stevens' favorite target, but lots of other talented players on the outside.
It seems like Skyridge does such a good job of developing guys from the onset. It's all the way through Little League, sophomore, JV, all of it.
The screen pass set up for Sheffield. Sheffield breaking loose. It's a foot race for the end zone, and Sheffield just dragged down short of it.
Great job there by that Skyridge offensive line. Get out and create a crease. But an even better job by Sheffield to see the field, make the cut, and try and get to that corner pylon. He doesn't get in, JT, but he positions them perfectly for an opportunity to get a touchdown right now.
Charger Dottie could have given up on that play, but forced him out inside the 5. The extra effort for the Miners. We'll see what it leads to from the 2. Sheffield. Oh, Stevens on the keeper. Scores it for Skyridge.
Nice job on the fake there. Jackson Stevens pulls his own number, and the talented, strong athlete thunders his way into the end zone. Skyridge on the board, first 6-0 here in the first quarter.
I understand why the Miners fell for it. I fell for it. That was a great thing carried out by Stevens.
That's a hallmark of Justin and his offense, right? They love to get you on fakes, play action, screen game, anything they can do to keep guessing.
Blake Hester raises it to 7. Falcons in front early.
I couldn't remember if Van Cott was junior or senior. Yeah, man. My agent called the phone and he's like, hey, your coverage is dropped.
Falcons score first, 7-0, the Skyridge advantage with 6:13 to go in our first quarter, and that was a very Skyridge, and specifically, as you mentioned, Justin Ham-looking drive.
Yeah, they love the explosive plays to get them in scoring position. You saw it there, a quick drive, big explosive play, and then that's the advantage of a big athlete like Jackson Stevens. You can see the kickoff here.
Just fall back into the end zone for the touchback.
Oh, is Mr. Do-It-All.
Yes, he is.
Wide receiver, safety, kickoff. I don't know if we can call him a specialist, but kickoff entrepreneur, maybe?
Yeah. We've talked about a couple of the players. He can do so many different things. One of the top athletes in the state, to your point. But speaking of just top athletes, and specifically based on their position, who are some of the players on the Skyridge defense you're excited to watch tonight?
It starts and ends with the Sean logo, right? You can see on the field, you can see the hair coming out the back, but also it's his play and his athleticism that really make him stand out. But no list is complete unless you mention Ian Mariner as well. Stand out on the defensive line. He's a very talented prospect. Expect him to have a good game today.
Kaili steps up, runs, and gets the first Miners first down.
Yeah, and I think that's something that Kaili can do a lot tonight is use his legs and his athleticism. He's a tremendous athlete. A lot of arm talent back there, but he can also do it on the ground. And I expect Arona to be very active in the run game tonight. I believe they are down Salazar for the evening, so it will be Arona as we see for the rest of the game. They've kind of gone back and forth a little bit. He's a younger player, working his way into it. This will be a great opportunity for him to really establish himself as the go-to guy moving forward.
Yeah, we saw his first game action against Lone Peak, and that was a very difficult spot just to get thrown into. An opportunity to get his feet wet here, but against a fantastic defense, and sails the throw high, but had to backpedal with Toy Lolo bearing down on him.
Yeah, you can see that's a tough throw for some of these high school quarterbacks to make, because when you let those guys in on the screen, that distance and that gap, it seems like it's closing so quickly. You see guys will rush it a little bit, especially those more arm talent reliant guys. They'll try to really let it rip out there, and it's one of those touch throws that you have to really practice.
2nd and 10 from the 31. This Falcons defense also lost Smith Snowden last year. Now at the University of Utah. Got their season started with a win last night. High school football, of course, they're on game 1. We're already in week 4, in the thick of it right now. Speaking of the thick of it, 2nd and 10 for Kaili. We got flags on the field. And it looks like it was going to be a delay game, but I believe a timeout was called by Bingham, so we will take one as well. Kaili, 2nd and 10 off the timeout. He's alone in the backfield. Bringhall motions across. Sudbury makes the grab and makes multiple Skyridge defenders miss. About as impressive of only a 2-yard gain as you'll see.
Yeah, he went more wide than he did deep on that one, and that's okay. Look, Carson Sudbury, you want to let him cook, so to speak, when he's out there, and he'll settle in a little bit. Those defenders are going to tire out. They'll start missing those tackles as you move on. The bigger thing is that you're seeing Kaili start to settle down, right? You want to get Arona into a rhythm, because as he starts to feel more comfortable, he'll be more aggressive and then move the ball. This is still a really, really good Skyridge defense, even though they've lost some guys, JT.
Brimhall and Sudbury both in the backfield. Kaili fakes it to Sudbury. Rolling out. Has Brimhall open, and Brimhall able to gain a few. I think Kaili got taken out by Mariner, and a flag comes in.
He did, and even if Brimhall does look like he's a little bit short, I think this one is going to be a first down for Bingham. Kaili got dinged up pretty good. Stevens over there trying to help him out, keep him calm down, and Mariner caught on that one. I didn't see the whole play as Brimhall had turned up. Yeah. Got a little bit outside of our field of vision here. Believe it or not, JT, we don't have ESPN set up for multiple replays tonight, but our man Gavin is on the 1s and 2s helping us.
This Skyridge defense backed up a little bit now off the roughing the passer penalty. It'll make it 1st and 10 from the 43. And this is a Miners team that loves to run the ball, but they've been very pass heavy early, possibly trying to make Kaili comfortable. And sometimes it's nice to let other guys get the snap, because Sudbury's about to take this one. Sudbury running to the left, looking for a crease, won't be able to find it. Falcons drag him down for a gain of 2.
There's a little bit of late kerfuffle there. Some down the field action. I almost wanted to call it a pancake platoon, but I think we'll resist that one. Not often do you call a single-digit number out there for the pancakes, but the point being, JT, as you said, Sudbury does a great job in all facets of the game. You can be your lead back, you can be your wildcat, you can play from the slot. It's one of the reasons why he's one of my favorite players in the state. Tough as nails, lots of versatility. You're seeing as this Bingham offensive line starts to settle in, if they can sustain those blocks a little bit longer, they'll open some creases for him.
The gift of Brim Hall. Toilolo nearly dragged him down, but he's able to just barely get back to the line of scrimmage.
And you can see right there why Toilolo is so highly thought of. Gets off the ball well. Not just him, but that was Fuwatapu as well, the junior, 6'1", 265. He's an elite athlete as well. Heard Ian Mariner's name over the PA here. In addition, there's just a really solid group of defensive linemen there for Skyridge, and they get off the ball and they hit you hard. You've got to be ready to work if you're Bingham.
Sudbury. Gain of 4 up the guts.
Yeah, you like a little slashing, almost like a white zone type play there. Sudbury with a great vision, able to get 4 yards. Bingham is going to make a decision here whether they want to punt it or go for it. And really right here at the 37-yard line, you're kind of in that no man's land where going for it on 4th and 5 doesn't sound like the worst idea.
Ely makes his way out. Brim Hall, Sudbury in the slot to the right. 3:13 to go. They do snap it. Ely gets it out quick. Brim Hall on a foot race. He's got the first down, but fumbled it inbounds, but it was not recovered by the Falcons inbounds. So it will be a first down for the Miners.
Well, thank goodness for those wide sidelines. Make it a lot easier for us to see the action that's going on down there. Like you said, JT, Brim Hall fumbles it forward. So it's going to go back to wherever he fumbled it regardless, right? Again, Skyridge not able to recover it, but the bigger news, Brim Hall able to convert the 4th down and keep this Bingham drive alive. That is huge, huge news for this Miner offense. They want to equalize the score right now.
You mentioned Ely getting more comfortable, makes the quick decision there. This time he just quickly gives it to Brim Hall. Falcons all over it.
Just a great job by there. His linebacker position number 47. I'll get that right, I promise.
So the Miners are taken down, and somehow they say they got back to the line. Seemed like it was going to be a loss of a couple. And do you think how much of this is getting Ely comfortable passing so much versus how good that Skyridge front is and not trying to run on it constantly?
It's a mixture of both, right? You want to get Ely comfortable, but also you really want to open up this Skyridge defense. You're seeing Sudbury does a great job opening up the shovel option. I don't know what we're going to call that. We'll call that a
that was a chest pass from my youth basketball days. I know that.
You got a lot of moving action up front. That's something that's really fun to watch about this Bingham offense. They get super creative, mixing the old school with the new school. Freddie Fernandez is coaching legend in this state for a reason.
Yep.
The creativity, big part of it.
Great first year at Bingham for Coach Jones and Fernandez. Bingham was able to reach the semifinals games for 6A. Not the start they were hoping for, but with a chance to get on track tonight. Collision in the backfield. Ely and I believe it was Brim Hall got tangled up, and that's all it takes for the Falcons to pile you up.
And that's one of those situations where you're trying to hit a defense quickly, maybe catch them off guard. And listen, if you can catch a Skyridge defense off guard, that is a catch of the year, in my opinion, because this unit is tough. They play aggressive, and they get off the ball quickly, and they get into you. It's a really tough execution there. This Bingham offensive line will really, really need to get off the ball as well if they're going to make those plays work.
Offense stays on the field, 4th and 7 from the 27, 1:40 to go. Ely, Falcons bring 5. He's got some time. Pressure breaks in. Toilolo nearly dragged him down, but throwing it away at the last second. It won't matter. Falcons force the turnover on downs.
Pressure happened there. Waiting to see if we're going to get a flag, and there it is. Regardless, it's going to be a turnover on downs here, but that is going to be a penalty where you throw the ball and there's not a receiver. As my brain is still recovering from a car accident earlier this week, so if I have to lean on you, JT, at some point in time, I know you're going to be there to help me out. But tough situation for that Bingham offense, right? Skyridge brings the pressure. It's in the face of Coyote. He's not able to make a quick decision. And when those young quarterbacks hesitate like that, you usually see these kinds of mistakes. And granted, it didn't end up in the worst way possible as a turnover, but that's one of those things where they're going to talk it out on the sideline, and that's going to be one place where Arona can really grow and develop as he continues his progression.
It's always a tough battle about 3rd and 4th and long. Is you need time for your receivers to get downfield, and this Falcons defense can get home on their own. They're 4, but when you blitz, it just makes it that much harder to pick up. We saw it break in there, and an even shorter field now for Jackson Stevens, who will start it at the Falcons 48.
That penalty is called intentional grounding.
Yes.
As I so famously could not explain earlier.
Stevens with time. Finds a receiver for a first down. Making the grab was McClellan.
Great job of McClellan. Finding the soft spot in the zone. You see Jackson Stevens, that elite arm talent coming to play there as he finds his receiver. McClellan able to get a few yards there. Bingham defense trying to close, and they're flying around just trying to get to the ball. A little bit unsettled by this Skyridge offensive attack.
Almost 7-on-7, no pressure at all. He has to dodge it a little bit here, lofts it up. Trent Call with the house call into the end zone.
Fire up the band and throw a house party. It is a Trent Call house call in the Skyridge North end zone. Number 1. It's a stunner, JT, and that was a great deep ball pass from Jackson Stevens. You can see that connection is developing well already.
And speaking of Call, of course, he's also the holder. Hester on to attempt the PAT. It's good. Falcons in front by 14 on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back in the Falcons field where Skyridge holds a 14-0 lead with just under a minute to play in our first quarter. Trent Cole with the touchdown, and now he's set to boom the kickoff.
Mr. Do-It-All, Trent Cole, kickoff specialist, holder, catcher of touchdown passes. Everything except mother of dragons out there from my man Trent.
Swinson with the return. He broke one versus Mater Dei last week, and he'll take this one just past the 35.
The reason why he does such a good job of that is that he hides behind his blockers so well. Also the field vision, and you combine that with that twitch, that little bit of explosion in his giddy up, JT, and that provides Bingham with a great opportunity here on the 37-yard line. Saw some good progression from the offense the previous drive. One disadvantage, if you can call it that, to Skyridge scoring so quickly, is Bingham's back on offense. And we've seen that Skyridge defense be on the field a lot.
They have been on a lot in the first quarter, and for the Miners offense, and just the Miners in general, they've been very tested. Max Preps does a ranking before the season of the top 100 teams in the state of Utah. 3 of their opponents they will play this season are on that list. They've already played Mater Dei, they're playing Skyridge right now, and Corner Canyon coming up shortly. Tough test for the Miners, who started out on the 37. They give it to Sudbury, nowhere to go.
Right into the teeth of that Skyridge defense, and there's a late flag that's going there. That one's going to be a holding penalty or maybe a illegal hand to the face. In the middle of the there. Dog pile.
What do you think about this Bingham team and just how battle-tested they'll be come playoff time, because they've played some of the top teams, not in the state of Utah, but in the country?
It does look like that penalty is going to go against Skyridge, which helps Bingham in that regard. I think it's a good part of it for Bingham. They walk on the face mask. He's going to be potentially in the fight. How tough can you mention? We talk a lot about it. This on the broadcast. This is a tough group and a tough coaching staff, but it is a rough slate, and he's a hit down hard. And hopefully get a win here in the next few games. Really help
Benton with a tough tackle on Sudbury. Just nothing really open right now. Even when a lane seems open, you blink and a Falcon flies over to cover it up.
It's like an orange crush, right? Yeah. A tidal wave of orange out there. Where this defense flows.
A tidal wave of orange, not a bad way to describe this first quarter. It's all Falcons early. Second quarter up next on KSL Sports Rewind.
Conference football registration is open for the 2023 fall tackle football season. This year, we are proud to announce the addition of a girls-only division to play alongside our boys. Team scheduling lines you up against comparable competition, making every snap a valuable life lesson. UC football is safe and fun. Learn the game with confidence. The competition will be fierce and the camaraderie will be second to none. Sign up today at ucfootball.org. That's ucfootball.org.
Falcons in front by 14 as we're about to begin the second quarter on KSL Sports Rewind. Miners starting it at the Falcons 47. Kaili under center. Mariner nearly jumped off sides, but was able to pull back. Kaili with a big drop, looking downfield with time, gonna step up and gain a couple before a flurry of Falcons take him down.
Yeah, able to quickly read that he didn't have the guy open that he wanted. Move forward. He's a little slow to get up right now, JT. Stop looking at some big hits early on. It's a tough kid out there. Even though he is 6'2", he has a great frame. He's still a young guy.
Kaili is incredibly tough, and I think they will. I don't know if we're stopping the game or if we're at least taking him out for a play, but imagine we're going to see Sudbury in a quarterback for at least a snap, maybe more, but a scary moment right there, Brian.
Yeah, I do believe that the official blew the play dead for an injury timeout. Yes, apparently doesn't the game for one play. We'll see what Bingham does here for that play. Look at Kaili a little bit down the sideline.
We were up a couple weeks ago at Olympus High School. They had a pretty good athlete who wears number 1 in Luke Bryant. The Wildcat package was very potent for them. But Skyridge opting for a different look as Sudbury not lined up at under center. Instead, it'll be another quarterback in the gun, and he's overthrown. The starting there for the Miners that time was 45 for the Miners, who is not on my roster, Brian. Any luck for you on his roster?
One of those situations where Bingham's already in kind of a precarious spot on their backup quarterback, as I referred last week against Modern Day. Especially on third down, there's not a lot of play calls on the sheet for the backup quarterback to come in for one play and get a conversion. So Bingham's going to punt and get out of this one. I'm hoping their defense is able to do something while they pin Skyridge back deep.
Oh, it's a fake! They're going to throw it, but the Falcons unable to cover it up as Cole breaks him down, but not before he's got the first down. Miners making things happen. Wicker able to connect that time with Talon Van Sickle.
What an incredible job. Not only with Wicker on the throw, but Talon Van Sickle, the juke, the dodge, gets the first down. What a great job by him. Talk about it, JT. You always want to live to play another play. He did a great job of making that Bingham drive survive one more time, and love the triggeration from Coach Jones.
The guts to go for it against the Falcons, and it works. Thankfully, Kaili back in the game and under center quickly. Play clock was down to 2. Kaili rolling out, looking downfield, wants to take a shot deep, has a man and just overthrows Settler.
Settler open, rolling out there, run on the run, and eventually you'll see him start to settle in a little bit more on platform. And hopefully connect. That one just a little bit outside of wide receiver's reach. Carson Sudbury taking a big hit on the fake there. Skyridge defense is playing aggressive and fast. If you're Bingham, you've got got to try and connect on one of these plays. Maybe slow that defense down a little bit. Take down the confidence here.
It can be so dangerous when you drop back under center sometimes with your back turn. This time, Kaili will take it in the gun. High throw to Sudbury, who then gets taken out after, and that'll draw a flag. That flag, yeah, go.
Can't see if that one was a targeting or... I have to think of that area that's what they're looking at. And Sudbury is a little bit of a shorter player, but Kaili leaving that one a little high for his guy. You see, he's still trying to settle in there with that pass rush. And get the personal foul penalty, and that will give the Miners a first down. So one way or another, they're getting those conversions.
I would say, Brad, I'm not sure if the Miners' offense has more yards or if the Falcons have, via penalties, allowed more yards at this point in the game.
Well, I mean, that's one of those situations where if you're a head coach, it drives you nuts, right? Because you want your defense to continue to play aggressive. Somebody in the crowd really aggressive with the t-shirt and almost missed out the DJ right here below us.
Kaili gets it to Sudbury. Sudbury trying to get to the end. Sudbury, and he's dragged out just out of the end zone at the 2.
Wait, what is it about Sudbury and Sheffield in that far corner where they just can't quite get into the end zone? Regardless, what a great play call, play design. Coach Fernandez gets his star out in space. Easy throw for Kaili. You see the jet from Sudbury as he heads for the corner. Bingham now threatening. They would love to come out of this one with a touchdown, JP. This is one of those situations where if you're a coach, you're over on the sideline praying for ball security, right?
Most teams, when you get inside the 5, it's pretty much an automatic score. Not when you're going against the Falcons defense. Under 10 to play in the second. The give and the score. Sudbury, he's back.
Slip sliding his way into the end zone. Carson Sudbury. The galloping ghost into the end zone for the touchdown. It is great to see him back on the field. Gets the chance to finish the drive after the big play. And that was a much needed score for a Bingham team. I feel like can take some of the punches that Skyridge has to throw tonight. Proverbial, metaphorical. There won't be any real punches out there.
The Miners' offensive line doing a good job giving time for Kaili, and then as well the opportunity there for Sudbury on 2 plays. Skyridge did a good job containing him overall, but breaks loose for the eventual touchdown. PAT is through. We got a 1-point game on KSL Sports Rewind. We have a 1-touchdown game for you on KSL Sports Rewind. Sudbury punched it in from 2 yards out, and now Wicker set to boom it. Call awaiting the kick. And this one will go into the end zone. So the Falcons going to start it. They scored a touchdown the last time we saw them. Brian, what are you looking to see out of them on this drive?
It's been a lot about the explosive plays. You get an explosive play while maintaining a drive, right? Eventually, when you want to sustain it, you get some of that big jump yardage on this one and carry the length of the field. And that Miner defense stand up to the task. Close the gap a little bit here.
Peppa and Will Van Cott off to a good start for the Falcons front, or for the Miners front, check that. Sheffield in a gain of about 2.
Sometimes it doesn't look so much like dominance in terms of guys getting knocked over or pancaked, as it is guys coming in out of control and out of position, right? Allows Sheffield to break a few tackles and go from 1 yard to a 3 to 4 yard gain, right?
Stevens got his team up to the line quickly. They then look over to Hem on the sideline. Falcons OC a year ago, now their head coach, led them to the undefeated record so far. With 9:16 to go, they still got the lead. They fake it to Sheffield. Stevens all day to throw, looking deep, and it's broken up at the last second. Good job staying with it by Latu.
Nice job by Latu there, reaching at the very end. Knocked the ball loose. Stevens left that with a little bit of air, trying to let his wide receiver run underneath it. Great job there by the Bingham defender to get in and knock the ball loose. He's looking for Colby Smith on the route there. You see that Skyridge wants to test this Bingham secondary.
You mentioned Skyridge. It's been a lot of explosive plays the way they've operated. They're going to need one over 8 yards if they want to continue this drive with 9:16 to go. Miners bring 4. It's picked up. Stevens looks, and great coverage again by... Oh, did he catch that ball? Oh, my goodness. What a grab on the sideline. Making the difficult catch is McClellan.
Great job for Trevor McClellan to secure the ball. It also looks like he's going to secure a pass interference on that one. Regardless, I think Skyridge is going to convert where he finally marked down. It's well past the yardage marker there. As we see this officiating crew discuss, I believe this one might be a positioning of the football discussion.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Figure out if they're going for third after the game like we usually do, JT.
It's never. There's lots of good options out here by Skyridge High School too.
Never too early to have that discussion. The official signal there, offensive pass interference, and going after Latu on that one. That's a tough matchup for him. McClellan, a big physical receiver, 6 foot, 165. The senior does a good job of converting there. And Skyridge doing a great job of converting on third down.
Ball placed at the 38-yard line. First down.
So we'll pick this drive up at the 38 with exactly 9 to go in our first half. Falcons lead it 14-7. Call motioned across the field. They bring him right back. Stevens looks, pressure in his face, and a catch! Made it down to the 35. Trevin McKellen with back-to-back big grabs.
You see a lot of action from this Bingham defensive front. They're rushing the quarterback very hard, setting the blitz. Jackson Stevens stands in the pocket, rifles one right through Chargers' hands and into the warm embrace of McClellan. And that's a big conversion. Those explosive plays over 15 yards is a Skyridge staple.
Then you give it on the ground for an easy 6 yards.
Orange jerseys and explosive plays. That's what Skyridge does, JT, is you see on a quick start, they get a good gain on first down.
Slow it down a little bit here. Coach Hem signals into place. Stevens, 2nd and 4 from the 29. Looks left, back to the right. It was a screen pass, well covered up by the Miners.
Yeah, and there was a lot of action on that one. Bingham well sniffed that one out ahead of time. Jackson Stevens does a good job of getting rid of the football, putting it where nobody but his guy can potentially get it, right? Skyridge lives to play on 3rd Brown Bears. We're about 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 here.
Yeah, Stevens did his best to look him off with his eyes to the left side, but the linebackers and defensive linemen of the Miners, a great job of reading it. 3rd and 4, like you said, Brian, from the 29. Stevens keeps it, looking around, dancing, and he has the edge, and he slides just beyond the first down marker.
Great job by Jackson to recognize the pocket collapsing. Make multiple defenders miss. Slides down, reserves the body for another round. So disappointing you can't get that conversion, right?
Falcons offense slowing down a little bit here, only in terms of the time they've taken to snap the ball, not in terms of their pace, because they have been moving it. A quick throw off the RPO, Kalama.
Kalama, a very explosive player for Skyridge. We haven't called his name a lot. Last year he did so many different things for them, right? The pass game, the throw game, as Kyle Whittingham likes to call it. Also saw him line up, I believe, at running back a couple times to take a few handoffs. Doesn't need as much trick duration with this iteration of the offense.
Kalama over over 300 yards already on the season. The throw to the outside, McClellan, a gain of 3.
Nice job by McClellan of making a few defenders hesitate there, creating another yard or 2 on the
tackle by number 2, Bodie Tedder.
To get the ball out there as quick as he can off the play action. A nice job of the receivers blocking downfield. Again, this Bingham defensive team likes to close fast, play hard, and play aggressive. See them starting to wear down just a little bit as this drive progresses.
Play clock down to 15. Stevens checks the wrist. 3 receivers to the right. With time, lofts it deep. Kalama right on cue into the end zone. How do you do?
Kalama says, "Watch me now!" As he shoots the defender and flies to the end zone and reels in the rainbow. Jackson Stevens just absolutely butter out there because this Skyridge offense is on a roll.
To your point about the route, Kalama putting him on his mixtape right there. 6 minutes to go in the first half, and the Falcons find the end zone again. Stevens with another touchdown. It's 21-7 on KSL Sports Rewind. Jackson Stevens already with 3 total touchdowns on the day. 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. And Brian, I think I'd say that was his best drive right there.
It was a really impressive drive, JT. We talked about having a sustained drive and making explosive plays. You see a rainbow from Trent Hall, and this one's going to bounce out of the ground. Being in good field position at the 35-yard line, but it really hasn't seemed to matter much. Skyridge defense is a little bit big. They never broken. At least not enough to make this a tie game.
You said the penalty to give the Miners a little bit of life. What do you think was really working for them offensively that allowed them to get it into the end zone on the previous drive?
Carson Sudbury, right? It was his big plays, pass in there, and open things up. So if you find some ways to get the football a little bit more, and that Skyridge defense thinking, slow down that aggressive run-stopping attack. And JT, everybody falls in love with the pass, but it's still all about the run game. And you can see Skyridge is devoted to stopping that run for a reason. But Bingham, they want to try and find a way to get it back up running.
And look in the wing T here. 1st and 10 from the 35. Play clock at 15. Kaili fresh off the touchdown drive that he connected to Sudbury with. And Sudbury gets it here before he's taken down by the Falcons.
A lot of work for Carson Sudbury to get a 3-yard gain. No cloud of dust with that one, JT. Vision now, cut it back, get some positive yardage. But again, on that agent 0 out there, Deshaun Lolo didn't have none of that 3 yards.
We've talked about Sudbury a lot. Why is he one of the top athletes in the state? One of the only returning players with 400 yards on the ground and through in the passing game.
Versatile player, and he can do it in multiple ways. And Coach Hernandez definitely finds that versatility and uses it.
Even a carry like that, right? He gets 2 yards and maybe 3 when most people probably would be tackled behind the line because he's still able to make Falcons miss in the hole.
Yeah, and again, that's a pro set with a wing back there. It's a Bingham staple under Coach Fernandez. Sweep action, allow the back to cut up inside. Third and about average, 3rd and ground bear.
With 4:45 to go. Falcons ready for it. Miners gotta have it. Kaili fakes it. He's got time. Looking downfield. Has a man open and connects it to him. Pushed out at the Falcons 40 after making the grab was Iono.
That was a great job on the play action by Kaili to find Carson Stetler out there. The senior 6'1", 210, a big target. Was able to reel it in, and he found that soft spot on the Skyridge zone. Nice layered play. Coach Fernandez. And that's a big conversion and big completion for Kaili.
Yeah, good correction by you there on the Sutler. We'll see if they give it to him here. Instead, Brimhall trying to break one to the outside. Dragged down just past the 38.
Bingham to run the ball second down, get those 3-4 yards down. Keep Skyridge thinking it's going to be a run play. It's going to open up that play action. And we saw with that completion to Settler that it can be a real big positive for Bingham if they stick with the run game. And I know if you're sitting at home, you're thinking, why not just throw the ball? Get those scoreboards back. Get the touchdown back. Because it's not Madden, right? You got to get that fatigue factor going.
Sudbury somehow still on his feet. He'll gain 5 on the carry. And to your point about the Miners' approach, Brian, this is a Miners team. They won the kickoff. They deferred to the second half. Punch it in here. You get it to start the second half. They have a tie game before Jackson Stevens gets back on the field again.
We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, right? The one potential downside to those big explosive plays, those quick scoring drives, is it leaves your defense out on the field a lot. Look at all the hands-on hits out there for Skyridge right now as they're taking for the ball, right? Third and short here, it's going to be a big opportunity for them to get a stand and get off the field.
Under 3 to play, it's 3rd and 3. Sudbury looking for a crease, and he won't be able to find it, although he stays up a little longer than I thought he did before being dragged down for a loss of 3.
Yeah, I have to believe that Bingham thought that they were going to go for it regardless on that one. The only situation where I see that get up really like all we see the offense is on the field now. Great job by that Skyridge defense. Get the stop, lost yards, and Sudbury making them work for it still. Now on 4th and 7-ish. It says 4th and 5 on the scoreboard. That was more like 4th and 6 to me, but
Gaili under center. 4th and 6. Miners need it. Gaili has a man lofting, and Brimhall makes the grab and crosses the goal line. Bingham back within that for the Miners.
Well, it was a Mountain Ridge of a throw. Gaili puts the rainbow over there. Finds his receiver in stride. It is nothing but pay dirt for this Miner offense. Bingham gets the touchdown. Looks to get up 14 points pending this PAT. What a drive, what an answer for this Bingham Miner offense on 4th down.
Woo! 4th and 6, they needed it, and they got it courtesy of Brimhall for the Bingham Miners, of course. 21-13, PAT pending in a moment. Skyridge is one of the state's top defenses, but the Miners with 2 first-half touchdown drives on them. The sophomore Kai Ely with the touchdown. And now it's a 21-14 game with under 2 to play. Falcons offense has 3 touchdowns. They are going to look to score another with 1:58 to go after Brimhall found his way into the end zone off the long touchdown pass from Kaili. The sophomore in Kaili and the senior in Stevens both off to strong starts.
And that's a great response and answer for a Bingham offense that was in dire need of some points there. You see Wicker able to put the biscuit in the basket.
In the end zone, touchback, Skyridge Falcons and Miners.
Skyridge now look to unleash the 2-minute offense, something that they do extremely well. JT, it'll be all those quick, explosive plays, trying to get one more score before half. If you're Bingham, this is an opportunity for your defensive line to flex its muscles. You haven't heard from Van Hod or Peppa since early in the first quarter. This is where they can really pin their ears back and get after the quarterback.
Chase Tapia, another name to monitor on the Bingham front. 1st and 10 from the 20 with 1:58 to go. Stevens with time. Kalala gets it across the 30. Oh, a nice tackle made in space.
Yeah, just a great job. You see how explosive the block can be. Get his shoestrings and drag him down. Does convert the first down, and Skyridge will go no huddle, obviously. They don't really huddle up a lot anyways. A little bit of an accelerated pace. Clock starting to tick. 1:34 remaining.
On our first brisk fall night of the season, the Falcons trying to mount a drive. Stevens gets it over to the sideline, and stepping out of bounds after making the grab was Jack Burke.
Nice job by Jack Burke to toe tap it. Was not able to stay down. He had a yard to run down, but that will stop the clock. 1:25 remaining, and Skyridge here at the 39-yard line. Great position to try and get another score. And Bingham, you can see that front four, a little bit more work. A little stacked and a little too much hand fighting.
Yeah, Stevens very comfortable in the pocket. Pretty much the whole game, to your point. 1:25 to go here. They'll fake it to Sheffield. Stevens, pressure breaks in as Tapia was there for a moment. Stevens motioning Cole downfield. Walks slip. Trent Cole with the moss! And a grab inside the 30!
Well, if you got to throw up a prayer, I want Trent Cole to be the one to answer it. And Jackson Stevens knows what he has out there at number one. Evades the pressure, throws the ball up. That is one answered prayer that is putting Skyridge in perfect position to score.
Stevens with a backyard football play, telling Cole to go downfield. Play action again. Stevens looking downfield, waits, throws. Kalama with the grab into the end zone, but we got a flag, and Brian thinks it's holding.
I don't think I know, JT, and so does Mr. Whitehat as he signals that one's coming back. Skyridge offensive line caught with their hands in the cookie jar. Gentlemen, us big boys have all been there before. Unfortunately, on this one, indicates a big touchdown to Kalama. And from the spot, I believe that penalty will be a big penalty in terms of enforcement. Now, it looks like it'll be 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Puts them in 1st and 20, but still, for Skyridge, is it timeout here? Boy, that's an opportunity that we could have had that one back.
And it takes away just an unreal highlight. Stevens rolling out to the right was a nice play by him, but especially Kalama. They stop in there, recognizing the chemistry already 4 games in to make that back shoulder catch. Wow, and over not!
Yeah, and it's one of those situations where you start to get a little bit too grabby, you get a little too comfortable with your hands on a defender and stop moving your feet. And Skyridge has been able to get away with it a little bit. I'm not saying that they're holding. What I'm saying is that they've done a good job of moving their feet. Once the feet die and the hands stay active on a guy, you're going to see those yellow hankies. And like you said, JT, I watched your heart break as you looked over at me. The old signal of holding penalty. That was a fantastic highlight. And you and I both saw a lot of Kalama last year. He is a truly special player and a fun one to watch. I hate seeing that one be taken away.
Yeah, you make a good point. I was disappointed because we love great plays. We love high school football. It's just like how I got so excited about Brimhall's touchdown. I said he went to Mountain Ridge, Brian.
There is a beautiful mountain ridge in front of us.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, that was why.
Maybe we could be a little more creative with some of our high school names as we look forward. So maybe call somebody the Meerkats. I don't know.
Hey, there you go. Stevens alone. Stevens alone in the backfield. 1st and 20 from the 36. He's got time again. Pressure does break in. Keeps his feet moving. Lost one up. Kalama looking and nearly intercepted, but out of bounds.
Stevens has been able to get away with that a lot all game long. He's got some tremendous receivers. A lot of faith and trust in those guys. That one, there's 3 Bingham defenders around him as he's trying to escape the rush. It's a great job by 98 there from Bingham as he's breaking through this line a little bit. Really starting to flush Stevens out of his comfortable pocket.
39 seconds left. Still 2 timeouts for Skyridge. Play clock under 10. Hem motions in. The call. 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. The Four-man rush again for the Miners. Pressure broken a lot quicker this time, and McClellan might have made the grab. He did, but only for a gain of about 5.
I'll tell you what, Stevens paid the price on that one too, as the rush gets through again. And like I mentioned, JT, those feet are slowing down to the Skyridge offensive line at Bingham front, doing some damage. Nice job by, I believe, Reggie Smith on that one to break through, and I need to apologize to Jason Bay. I can't believe that I forgot his name. Number 98 is a heck of a football player, and he's hard to miss out there on the field, and that's a good thing.
As I said, this Miners defense loaded with talent and just haven't been able to show it because they've been going against the likes of a Lone Peak, a Modern Day. Tonight, the Falcons, but off to a strong start and looking to hold them in check here. The fake, play action. Stevens, Kalama gets a grab just outside the 10. Under 30 seconds to go.
You see the hurry of the Skyridge rushing for the ball. They're going to try and get a playoff, and instead they're going to call timeout, which is great. He's going to get a chance to give Kalama some love as he finds the soft spot in the zone there. Stevens connects, and that's a big pick up for the Skyridge Falcons.
You mentioned Kalama, maybe 1 to 2 catches in that first quarter. The second quarter, he's really taken over, particularly on the last 2 drives, Brian.
I thought it was weird that we hadn't called his name a lot, right? Because you get so used to calling his name. He is a superstar at this level and a very talented player. You can see why. He's able to get open, create space, does a good job of breaking tackles, creating that gap we all seem to love so much. Yards after catch. It's hard to have a favorite weapon in Jackson Stevens, right? There's so many talented players out there, but he's becoming one of his more reliable targets. Skyridge offense with his helmet, it is really truly something beautiful to watch.
Just one timeout left here for the Falcons, but almost everything from this point on probably going to be an end-zone shot anyways. And, with the Miners' offense as well, I think part of the fear prop, part of the reason there's not fear to use a timeout there and leave potentially 20-plus seconds on the clock is it is more of a ground-and-pound attack, not known for the explosive pass plays.
And you can call multiple plays here, so maybe you get an incompletion and go right into the next play, or you can call a run play even here, I should say, and go in right in the next play.
Stevens looks. A high throw, but grabbed by McClellan, and he crosses the goal line. Skyridge with their 4th touchdown, and Stevens with his 3rd through the air.
What a catch by McClellan, and I don't know if that ball was intended for him, or if he just went out and grabbed it. The 2 Bingham Miner defenders collide with each other, and he slip-slides his way into the end zone, and you really can't touch that play. And this Falcons offense, as they get a touchdown before the half, ending at the 27-14.
Skyridge putting on a show at Falcons Field. 28-14. 27 seconds left on KSL Sports Rewind. 21 seconds left. It's 28-14. Falcons offense has been firing all cylinders here early. Stevens has accounted for all 4 of the Falcons' touchdowns, 1 through the ground, 3 through the air, distributing the well to his teammates. And Skyridge with a little bit of the squib kick, and it ends up working out for Bingham as they'll grab it. But man, that was a little testy.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to kick the ball to Chase Swenson in this situation either, as the senior is a tremendous return man. So you see the squib kick there, almost pays off. They turnover as Bingham luckily is able to secure the ball there. But with 18 seconds left, don't know that you really want to take a chance of something bad happening if you're the Miners.
Well, especially when you get the ball in the second half too, right? And once you do, if you do score, it's just a 1 touchdown game with a lot of football left to be played.
There is, and we've seen this Bingham offense have a few breakthroughs, right? A 2 touchdown lead is not the end of the world, especially when you get the ball at halftime. Now, maybe you hand the ball off here and see if you can break through on something, but more than likely just put the knee down. And as I say that, Bingham comes out with a 4-wide set. They're going to try and throw it.
18 seconds. Kaili gets one over the middle quickly, and I don't know if Sudbury would have caught it, but even if he did, he would have gotten blasted, Brian.
Yeah, and he does a good job of pulling back on that one, because if you only get one hand out there, and I know he's been out for a couple of games with call it an upper body injury in the area where your shoulder pads go. So I think a better job of him self-preserving, because they want him on this field. They need him on this field for the second half.
14 seconds left, 2nd and 10 from the 32, and the Miners do go on the ground here. But a little bit of running room for Swenson before he's dragged down, and I believe that'll do it for the first half. Brian, your thoughts?
I'm trying to figure out because it looked like the official, I thought maybe they called the timeout on the far sideline. You see the ball go up. Now I can get to my thoughts.
There you go.
Appreciate the assist there, JT. Back and forth battle, right? A lot of what we expected from Skyridge, explosive plays, good offensive possessions. Thought that Skyridge defense was tenacious in the run game, but we saw a few cracks there as Bingham started to settle in. The biggest thing, how will Arona Kaili come out in this second half and establish his legacy? That's what I'm looking for Bingham, for Skyridge. Stay with the program, stick to the script, stay on target, stay on schedule, and everything's going to be a giant tidal wave of orange in the second half.
Kaili and Sudbury both getting it done for the Miners, but the Falcons of a big first half from Stevens lead it 28-14. We'll be back with you in 15 minutes on KSL Sports Rewind.
want to try and convert here on third down. But don't turn the ball over, JT. Don't do anything too extravagant. Make sure you stay in the game. Live to play another play.
Kaili dropping back, has a man wide open, and it's caught at the 30. A big play for Bingham, and it's going to be a house call. 99 yards. The Miners always just shoved out. What an effort. I thought he was gone, making the grab, and then flying upfield after. For Bingham with a big play there was Iono.
Talk about faking your claim. This Bingham Miner offense just explodes for a massive gain. They're inside the 5-yard line. Goal to go. But JT, what a throw by Arona Kaili there. What a great job. You see teammates helping out. Don't bother hand fighting with it. Just get your hands up. Set a screen out there. Boy, Bingham almost runs Pater, but even more so, JT. What a change up in this game.
And Sudbury slips, or else he would have had a walk-in touchdown.
Well, it's normally defenders that are slipping off Sudbury, and at that time he's just too much silver in his clothes or something. Bingham almost avoided a near disaster. They tried to sub late, able to get a player off the field in time. But with 4 downs here from inside the 5, you have to think this is a great position for Bingham to tie the game up.
2:35 to go in the first half. This drive started on the 1 for the Miners, and now it's 2nd and 4 from the 4. Kaili gives it. Sudbury, he's in! The Miners make it happen!
Well, there was no slipping or sliding on that one. It was straight thunder! Carson Sudbury thunders his way to the end zone in a 99-yard drive! Oh, boy. What a punch in for this Bingham Miner offense, JT. And pending a PAT, we're almost at a tie game.
PAT pending, 2:21 to go.
You see Bingham using that, we called it a water bucket formation in high school. Bingham hates it. Reminds me of Larry Wilson in Highland High School days, early 2000s.
And it's good. The Miners and Falcons tied up with 2:21 to go in the third quarter. Welcome back inside to Skyridge High School. A tie game here, Brian. The reigning 6A state champs, they're undefeated 3-0, but Bingham at 1-2, battle-tested, giving them all they can handle.
They are, as you see the kick go out the back of the end zone here. This Bingham Miner football team breathing new life in after a massive goal line stand. Skyridge had 4 or 5 opportunities. We're still not sure, never really got a full clarification from it down there in the end zone. But regardless, Bingham holds the Falcons up from the 1-yard line, flips the script, tries 99 yards on the massive completion from Kaili. And then that slippery Sudbury does what he does best and finds the end zone. And these Miners are finding Pater left and right as we've got a tie game right now, JT. Skyridge, for the first time since the first quarter, it is a tie game.
Stevens to call. Breaks 1 tackle and gets a first down.
You got to make the call at some point in time. Trent calls the one you should be making to. Number 1 has been as sure-handed and reliable as anybody on the field tonight. You have to think that Jackson Stevens and the Skyridge offense are going to feel some urgency here to try and get that lead back. They've been fantastic all game long. I believe that was the very first drive they've had that did not end in a touchdown once they crossed the 50-yard line.
They had to punt one other time in the first half, to your point, but outside of that, it's been pretty perfect and dragged down as the Miners with a perfect stand right there.
Yeah, great job by the junior, number 95, Van Pott. In there and make the tackle. He drags that Skyridge offensive running back down. Seeing if Sheffield's made it back in the game. It does look like see him out there right now. That's something to monitor because Sheffield's been outstanding all game long.
1:23 to go in the third. From the 33, 2nd and 10. Falcons with 2 wide on each side. Stevens all day to throw. Wants Cole deep. Cole trying to track it. A lot of holding up top. And we're not going to see any flags. Wow, Brian.
Stripes out on the field. We're going to see, I believe, a timeout here. I can't see if that was Skyridge called a timeout or but what a play in terms of just an emotionally charged moment. And you always want to see which team responds in those instances, right? Is it going to be Bingham? Is it going to be Skyridge? Right now we're seeing Skyridge with their backs up against the wall a little bit. Such a talented team. How do they handle these pretty moments?
28 all, 3rd and 10. The Falcons drove it all the way down the field just to get stood up on the one, and then the Miners with the 99-yard touchdown drive. Stevens and Skyridge looking for a response.
Big 3rd down conversion here.
Stevens got time, and it's nearly intercepted. Just throws it out of the outstretched hands of McClellan.
As good as this Skyridge offense looked in the first half, they look a little discombobulated since that goal line stand. And Bingham is playing with all the momentum, JT. That is another big stop. Skyridge is going to have to punt now. And, boy, I tell you what, we are looking for a fantastic finish in this one.
High-flying punt that bounces backwards in the wrong direction for the Falcons. And the Miners going to take over at around the 43. And with 47 seconds left in the 3rd, Bingham, who hasn't led yet this game, with a great opportunity right here to take an advantage heading into the 4th, or even if it takes them a little bit into the 4th, Brian.
Yeah, we got 47 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Just to recap the action, we saw Bingham get the ball out of half, drive down the length of the field, saw some really nice plays from Verona Kaili, the sophomore quarterback, who was stepping and roll after Salazar was injured last week. And we've seen a little bit of a back and forth with a QB situation. Kaili is really starting to mature. Brought the Miners within 1 score. Skyridge gets the ball back, marches down the field. A huge stop by the Miners on the 1-yard line, and then the 99-yard drive. Complete with the, what was it, a 96-yard completion from Kaili. Now we'll see what this Bingham Miners offense can do from the 44.
We'll look through the air again. Mariner breaks in. Toy Lolo bearing down as well. Flushed out of the pocket and deciding to throw the ball. And it's going to be a flag on the Falcons, I think. They blasted Sudbury. But, I think this could be on the Falcons for the hit, Brian.
That's a Skyridge. That is a tremendous mistake on the part of the Falcons. This crowd is not going to be happy with it, JT, because that's going to take away what would have been almost a 10, 11-yard loss here. Move the ball up. Again, Kaili trying to make something happen. At that point in time, they're out of the pocket. Better off than just throwing the ball away there. Instead, Sudbury catches the ball, but they get the penalty.
A disaster for the Miners. It looked like it was just going to be a throwaway. Then Kaili decided, I got a guy open in Sudbury. I'm going to give it to him. He gets absolutely leveled, and it was going to be a 20-yard loss just to turn around and have it be a huge gain for Bingham. What a turn of events.
Touchdown. I didn't see exactly what the signal was. I'm assuming it was something to do with targeting. It was a big hit there on the far side of the field. Now Bingham threatening inside the 50-yard line.
The targeting was the official call there. Kaili. Oh, it's nearly intercepted. It drops right out of the hands of Baker for the Falcons.
Skyridge fans got the point about that one. It was thrown right to Baker as Kaili just missed his target on that one. And this may be one of those moments where we look back at this one for Skyridge and think, what could have been?
Yes, it is.
Never throw a gift back to Baker.
2 gifts from the Falcons on consecutive plays. after the targeting as well. So crazy turn of events. 2nd and 10, 7 seconds to go in an extremely eventful third quarter. We apologize for the technical difficulties as well. Miners with their final play of the quarter. Kaili rolling out, pressure in his face, and he's sacked! Malafu gets home to end the third quarter.
See the emotions charged up in that one, and just a great job by that Skyridge defense to slip in there, get the sack as we end the third quarter here, JT, and we've got an absolute barn burner as things are tied up 20-28. You are watching KSL Sports Rewind.
And 23 for the Miners off the Malafu sack. Kaili with the Falcons roaring at him. Takes the pitch. They try to set up the play. It's going nowhere. Falcons snip it out. A loss of even more yardage. On top of it was paired.
Talked about moments of growth. This Skyridge team has been projected to be one of the best in the state. Have they been tested? Yes, they have. That's an A+ on that series for Skyridge as they hold the Miners, and it's now 4th and... Oh, boy. It's 4th and South Jordan is what it is.
Yeah, just this. 4th and Texas, 4th and 30. We're still tied up. Falcons with an opportunity coming up here shortly. Kick is away. Kalama brings it at the 20. And it's taken down at the 22. Stevens coming up, Brian, in the toughest situation he's been all season long.
Jackson Stevens battle-tested, started last year at Davis. He's been in these tight situations before. I expect him to come out and fire this offense up like he has all game long. They must execute, though, JT, if they want to win this one. And it's rare that you see Kalama get tackled like that in the open field. Great job there by the coverage team.
1st and 10 from the 23. 11:09 to go. All tied up at 28. Stevens tries to squeeze it into Kalama, who got tangled up, and the flag coming in. Going to be on the Miners, Brian.
Yeah, that may be a part of the plan there with Stevens was to try and get the penalty drawn. There are a lot of Bingham defenders draped around him. Listen, at this point in the game, you're going to move the ball however you can, whether it's by air, by land, or by flag.
Finally, a positive penalty for Skyridge. Haven't had many of this game go their way.
It's been a little bit of a bumpy road here in the second half. Giving up a 14-point lead. Great comeback by the Bingham Miners here. Starting to see Skyridge's offense settle back, grabbing that momentum with a huge defensive stand on the previous possession.
Stevens looks downfield, wants Call. He's got him! Call! Going to be in on the end zone! His second of the game! He breaks the tie and gives Skyridge the lead once again.
Baby, don't lose that number as you want to make the call that's right every time. What a bomb from Jackson Stevens. Trent Ball with a house call. It's a party in the end zone for the Skyridge Falcons, and these fans are going crazy. Back and forth and back and forth. What an incredible high school game.
House call part 2 for the Falcons. 34-28, PAT pending. And it's good. Skyridge retakes the touchdown lead on KSL Sports Rewind. response. A huge touchdown from Stevens to Trent Call. Jackson Stevens has scored every Skyridge touchdown so far today. 4 through the air, 1 on the ground. And the Falcons up 35-28, giving it back to Bingham, who has scored in both of their previous 2 possessions. Swenson looking for a crease. Gets it nearly past the 30 before being dragged down by Koff. But it's probably all coming back, right?
Yeah, usually you don't expect the kicker to make a tackle, but Trent Call is actually a safety as well. Able to drag Swenson out of bounds. There's going to be a penalty flag here back to the 15-yard line. There are 2 Bingham defenders that collided on a Skyridge player. Excuse me, 2 Bingham offensive players colliding on a Skyridge player. I think this one is going to get backed up. This is a block with the back signal, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Sometimes if ever there was a fun to get started, it should be for LED lighting for all high school. Saying that with a lot of love in my heart for what we do have.
Yes.
Sometimes it can be hard to see from where we stand. We really do have some of the best seats in the house, though. Typically on top of the box every week.
Yep.
Beautiful night. A little bit of a breeze in the air. You cannot beat a 35-28 affair with 10:44 left in the fourth quarter.
The first September night, the first fall night, and how fitting it comes on a Friday with great football action on KSL Sports Rewind. Kaili looking left, waiting, throws, and just outside where he intended it.
A little high on that one. You see Kaili roll out a lot. Had some success early on. He had Sudbury deeper down in the route, but just not able to collectively deliver the ball there. And so Bingham will sit 2nd and 10 here from deep inside their own territory. They're operating at the 8-yard line.
Miners so often known for the potent rushing attack, but so many of the plays tonight, Brian, have been because of Kyle Ely's arm.
Yeah, I think a big reason for that has been this tremendous run for Skyridge. They've done a fantastic job of stuffing the Bingham run game, and a bit of confusion as it looks like the plays are properly relayed, and Bingham's going to take a timeout here and make sure they get these squared away.
We will as well. 10:38 to go on KSL Sports Rewind. Second and 10 from the 8. Miners burned a timeout. The sophomore is stepped up against Skyridge under the lights. Does he have another comeback in him in the fourth quarter? Pressure in his face. Looking for Sudbury. And he makes the grab. Carson Sudbury. How do you do?
Oh my goodness. The wheel route out of the backfield. Shades of Mekhi Bernard there. For those of you who've seen a Rose Bowl play or two. Sudbury does a fantastic job of securing the catch, and he had defenders all over in his face. Great job. Nice throw by Kaili. That is a massive conversion for this Bingham offense.
You mentioned Sudbury's dynamic abilities. He's made play after play through the air and on the ground. They'll give it to Swenson here. And we got flags coming in as he's dragged down.
Yeah, and what a weird direction for that flag to fly as it heads back. Just in the area of, I think, holding here. That Bingham offense, that huddle's backing up. The band is doing a valiant effort of playing Sweet Caroline right now between plays. And good for them for staying on beat. We've got a lot of great action on the field right now. I'm trying my best not to criticize a song that I don't know.
Bingham gets called for the holding, so they'll back it up. Last time we saw Bingham, they got dragged down for that huge sack by Malafau. And now they're going in the wrong direction again. It's 1st and 20 off the big play by Sudbury. They need Khalili to carry them with their arm again, and not surprisingly, he looks to Sudbury, who's dragged down for a gain of 7.
Nice stop there by the Skyridge defender to tackle Sudbury out of bounds before he could flip away and get a big gain. It's about 7 on the play, but when it's second and that long, you're okay with giving up 6 or 7 yards on the little flat route there. And Bingham still in precarious territory.
Bingham has come up so big tonight. 2 long touchdowns to begin the second half. Mentioned the sack the last drive ago, and now after the huge response from Stevens in the Falcons offense, the Miners looking for their own. Troy Lolo applies the pressure, but he's able to get away to Sudbury, who makes the grab, but still not even back to the initial yardage marker. So it's going to be 3rd and 11.
And you made the point, JT, that it was Troy Lolo that sped that throw up. Sudbury was not ready for it. That's why they were ready to move. Skyridge breaks the sister down. 3rd and 11 there. And we've seen Bingham convert on some of these longer 3rd downs. We got one more. Deep in the back of tricks, we'll see.
3rd and 11 from the 27, 8:30 to go. They go quickly. Kaili looking, waiting, lofting, broken up, but we got more flags.
Yeah, we got flags in the backfield and flags in the defensive backfield. Looked like that coverage was a little too close for comfort. We'll see if these penalties offset. Others the penalty flag there at the 20-yard line. More in the range of the Bingham backfield.
Waiting for what the call is exactly. It was holding. But there's also pass interference. So, Brian, they will offset.
So even a blind mouse like me can find a bit of cheese every now and then, JT. And the best part about that, we got another chance at a great 3rd and long. Curious to see what Bingham does with this one. Last time tried to go with the quick play action, catch Skyridge off guard a little bit. See them huddled up on the far sideline there, maybe trying to disguise which personnel is in the game.
35-28 with 8:25 to go. Mariner head up. Kaili given some time. Pocket breaks down. He just lofts it in the air, and the Falcons able to come up with a huge 3rd down stop.
I'll tell you what, that was a great job by Kaili of just getting out of trouble and not causing more disasters. I believe it was Ian Mariner who just blew up the play from the start. You can see why we think so highly of him, and I'm truly surprised that there are not more schools at the next level who don't agree with us. Well, Mariner doesn't necessarily have the elite measurements. You can see what he brings to the field every single play. He does a great job of disrupting things out there.
Hey, they came around on Micah Beckstead last year. They'll probably come around on Ian Mariner before the year is done. Kalala gets it at the 40. Makes a couple defenders miss and is taken down, but inside the 45. But we got more flags, but the big play by Kalama.
Just doing what he does out there. Dip, dive, diving for the big gain. I apologize to all the dodgeball fans out for butchering that quote, but sometimes when you're watching Lyle Kalama, he just does something to you and everything goes out. I know my job is to talk on these broadcasts, but sometimes he tends to take my breath away. I just want to shout out Skizeni Tokilau out there for Skyridge as well. He's done a phenomenal job all night long. Number 60, number 90. They've been absolute terrors on that defensive front. Unfortunately, that return going to get backed up.
I also want to remind you guys that Skyridge Football on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com is presented by Heidman & Associates. Heidman & Associates is a flat law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742. 35-28 with 8:03 to go. Stevens has a first down. Making the grab is Burke.
That's the break to number 14, Jack Burke.
Apologize for getting yelled for that, JT, because it looked like the ball had come loose maybe at some point in time, but I believe they ruled it was down, and Skyridge would go with a hurry up here.
7:39 to go. Stevens on the give, and did the Falcons get it? It's close.
Looks like they did get it. They've been aided by the official on that one, but nice pickup. Second and short there for Skyridge. And they'll continue with the tempo offense, trying to get another touchdown on the board here. Already up 35-28. JT, with 7 minutes left in that fourth quarter, you have to wonder if a 14-point lead doesn't make this super difficult for the Miners.
Kalama gets buried by the warm defense of the Miners. And speaking of something warm, Igloo Outfitters, the coziest wearable sleeping bag, has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to iglooOutfitters.com and enter Rewind for $20 off. Never miss the moments.
JT, you can do school outfitted Igloo. I don't know if you call them sleeping bags. That's their destiny getting us some rebounds.
Stevens waits, gives to Kalama, who fights for the yards, but is going to be short of the first down, so another third and short on deck.
Yeah, a little shovel option there. Stevens finds Kalama, but Kalama does not find a lot of space after that. He'll be just short of the sticks. Okay, big third down here. Skyridge offense.
Stevens gives it. Big hole for the Falcons, making waves and giving Skyridge the momentum. Once again is Brett Bueller.
Just a phenomenal execution by the Skyridge offense. A simple zone read. Catch Bingham in a choose your player situation, and Skyridge gets the first down. That's going to be a false start as the receiver on that far side. A little bit early there.
It'll be a foul on the Falcons, and you know what else is foul? Not getting advanced window products. So you can get your new windows now before the weather starts to cool down and the snow flies. Call now to schedule an in-home, no-press audit of your current windows. Experienced window specialists will be able to explain the issue with your current windows and why you are feeling a draft. As we have Miners jumping, and we'll continue to tell you about our friends at Advanced Window Products. So a local window and door manufacturing company that sells directly to the public, that's what you get when you're talking about Advanced Window Products. Advanced Window Products, buy local, support local, the economy. Financially available, 16 months, 0% interest, limited time only. You'll love what you see. 5:30 to go. Stevens with time, waiting, looking deep, and no flags.
Burke comes up with I'll call it a Hireman and Associates level case. Petition there at the judgment court, aka the officials, and unfortunately no win on the appeal for that. You see that Jackson Stevens was looking for an advanced window on that one. Unable to complete that one. Second and long here.
Stevens, Falcons set up the screen. They get it to McClellan, and McClellan dragged down about 6 yards short of the first down marker.
Yeah, nice gain there on the screen pass. I think they were looking for a little bit more. But a lot of Bingham defenders all over the place. Skyridge trying to keep this tempo going and tire out that Bingham defense. See the hard count with the clap there, and Bingham doing a good job of hitting their water. But stop it.
Play clock inside 10 now. Stevens got to go. Inside 5. Down to 3, 2. Falcons get it off. Pressure breaks in. Stevens too high on the throw with pressure in his face, but we got another flag.
Yeah, and I think this one's going to be illegal. Receiver downfield is pressure from Bingham kind of threw it, and looked like it threw Stevens off schedule or off plan on that one. And we'll have to wait for the official signal here. There was a lot going on in that play. And for a third down, I think it's one of those situations where maybe you're trying to do too much with the double hard counts and the multiple check reviews there. I have no idea why the official is heading over to the Bingham sideline other than to see if I think they wanted to accept the decline and speak up to it.
I want to remind you that Skyridge Football on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com is presented by Heidman and Associates. Heidman and Associates is a flat-rate law firm that is completely focused on you. Get a free consultation by calling 801-472-7742 or go to utah.law to find the office nearest to you. Stevens, 4th and 5 from the 25. Looks over to the sideline. Big play for the Falcons. A chance to get one step closer to a victory if they can move the chains. They lead it 35-28. Stevens looks downfield, wants it all in the end zone, and McClellan can't bring it in. Skyridge turns it over on downs for the second time in the second half.
Boy, that is a huge, huge stop for the Bingham Miners, and McClellan gets up. And if Heidman and Associates are looking for another one, McClellan might be an option. He may have had a case on that one, JT. It looked like the Bingham defender had knocked on a jersey. Again, those situations, as always, is that ball catchable, right? Especially if you're rival the most difference between defensive holding and pass interference. Regardless, the outcome of the play. One of the kind of pleasantly quirks of high school football is there's no review. We're going to roll with it. The outcome gives the Bingham Miners the ball back with 4:24 on the clock and an opportunity to tie this one up again.
Kaili steps up and the pocket breaks down. Mariner, Malafau, and Troy Lolo all had something to say about it.
Yeah, just a group effort there as it looks like Malafau came away with a shoestring tackle. That caused the rest of his teammates to collapse on that one, and Bailey just not able to escape the pressure first down. Put the Miners in second long territory.
3:45 to go. 35-28. Second and 15 from the 20. Kaili pitches it. Sudbury looking for life. Won't be able to find it any room. Falcons flying all over the field, fast and furious style.
That might be one of the hardest turns 4 yards that Carson Sudbury has ever had. It looks like there's a player still down on that far side.
And it is Sudbury.
Yeah. All you just hate to see that is teams will regroup around the injury timeout. You hope that Carson Sudbury is okay. He's been such an important piece in this Bingham offense and tough, pretty player.
I want to remind you guys about our friends at Igloo Outfitters. The coziest wearable sleeping bag has you covered during those chilly days and nights. Worry no more about the weather and watch your favorite team in comfort with Igloo Outfitters. Go to igloooutfitters.com and enter the code REWIND for $20 off. Never miss the moments. Waiting on the Miners offense. But while we wait, you guys don't need to wait to get advanced window products. You can get your new windows now before the weather starts to cool down and snow flies. You can call now to schedule an in-home, no-pressure audit of your current windows. 3rd and 13. Kaili looking, backpedaling, blasted by the Falcons. Huge stop. Skyridge continues to make plays when it matters most.
Well, I had to give him his due earlier, but Steveni, big number 60, the disruptor in there. Great job burying the Miners back deep again. You see, this Falcons defense is flying high. They are impossible to bring down, JT.
What's not impossible, though, is getting great advanced window products. Save on your energy bill with custom windows. Rebate available through Dominion Energy. Bingham forced a punt on 4th and 25 off the sack. They still got some time, a timeout actually, as we got whistles coming in now. Our officials are going to talk things over, and looks like it was a false start on the Miners, so back them up even a little bit more. Also about advanced window products. You can have a transferable warranty to the next homeowner, a local window and door manufacturing company that sells directly to the public. 37 years of service, serving Utah since 1986. As the punt's away, Kalama lost it for a moment, but then doing what he does and breaking tackles as Kalama inside the 30.
Bingham right now just swirling in a mess of their own mistakes. Kalama mishandles the punt. Coverage team not able to bring him down. He puts the Falcons in great position to score. This Bingham Miner defense has had to dig deep already multiple times in the second half, JT. With 2 minutes and 11 seconds left, they have one more stand in them. Try and get him road victory.
One timeout left, 2:11 to go in our 7-point game. Another tough carry up the gut that time for the Falcons, made by Brett Burler.
See this Skyridge Falcons offensive line. This is where they can really go to work. Bingham's going to take the timeout here to try and stop the clock. But 3 to 4 yard gain on first down, and you have to think that Skyridge is just going to keep it on the ground as much as possible right now. Try and get that conversion.
Advanced Window Products is also here to offer you guys economy slowing, staying put, invest in the number one asset, your home, improve your aesthetics, upgrade with Utah's number one window replacement company. Advanced Window Products. Buy local, support the local economy. Financing available 60 months, 0% interest, limited time only. You'll love what you see. Bingham out of timeouts. 2 minutes to go. Falcons fighting hard, trying to hold on. Mentioned this Falcons offense, fast and furious. Well, they've played together like a family tonight. But you got to give all the credit in the world to this Bingham team, too, for how they've battled back time and time again, Brian.
Hey, it's been a real race to the finish for both of these teams. You mentioned back and forth. JT, we're seeing them right here. This defensive stand and Bingham again.
Mueller brought down. It's going to be 3rd and 7. What are you doing here if you're Justin Hemm in the Falcons offense?
Let that clock tick, because right now it's your best friend, and you've got about 27 seconds on the play clock, 1:45 on the game clock. Bingham's out of timeouts. So if you're Skyridge right now, your best friend, probably a running play here. It looks like Skyridge may do the exact same thing. That zone read has been very successful for them. Maybe see Jackson Stevens pull on this one.
See if the Falcons might try to air it out too, potentially to get a first down and clinch the game. No, they'll go back to the ground and be stopped short of a first down. Miners fly in to make the stop.
A little bit extracurricular on the far end of the field. We love seeing these players battle and fight it out. Here on the near side is Reeves again out of timeouts. 4th down, that clock is going to take the under a minute here. Looks like we'll probably get down to 35 seconds, maybe a little more.
Skyridge keeping the offense on the field. We'll see if they're just trying to get him to jump. Haven't attempted a field goal tonight. And the Miners nearly did jump. And looks like Coach Hemm is very content just to take the timeout.
Unique situation there as the Miners potentially jumping right, but also potentially trying to draw Skyridge into a full start. Bit of a stalemate there. Skyridge wisely takes timeout now with 35 seconds left. Probably kick the field goal. Bit of a wind just picked up now, JT, and it is swirling from east to west. So from the far sideline to the near sideline, if you're watching at home with us, if you're here at the game and watching, boy, do we think you guys.
Appreciate all of you supporting us on KSL Sports Rewind, as well as any of you who joined us through the Red Zone channel tonight. Great auction every Friday night on KSL Sports Rewind weekly, and this has been another fantastic edition. And Brian, what are your thoughts just on this Bingham team overall tonight so far?
Great toughness, JT, and I think that given in this one, having learned a lot from a modern day game that really stretched them to their limit, and really those kinds of games have a lot of potential to bear season, right? Either hang your heads or respond and fight back. And I don't know that anybody picked Bingham to win this game outright. But they've been in fights since the very first snap. Took some hits and kept on marching forward. And I think Bingham is really starting to reestablish themselves as one of the better programs in the state. You're seeing their culture really take root.
A 39-yard field goal to seal it. A Falcons win with 35 seconds left. Blake Hester. It's up. And no good! Bingham with an opportunity with 29 seconds left.
I mentioned the wind, JT, and I wonder if it caught a little bit. There was a gust right as Hester tried to kick that one through. 29 seconds. Bingham's had a lot of aces up their sleeves all night long. Do they have one left? Try and tie this one up. Skyridge defense is anxious to get on the field. Get this one done. They're very confident.
We've seen Bingham make up big yardage and opportunities, and they got a long way to go, and they got to get in the end zone. Ely trying to be the hero, starts in the gun. The sophomore looking to take down the reigning 6A state champions for the first time in 23, and he survives the stack, looking downfield, waiting, throws it, and just stepping out of bounds. But costly 15 seconds. Oh no, was Ely past the line, Brian?
That looks like where the penalty flag has been thrown in the direction of JT. And Ely just trying to make something happen, and I think this one is going to end up going in favor of the Falcons. 19 seconds left, barring a, I'll go ahead and say major miracle. I think this might be the end of it.
It was the illegal forward pass that time. Settlers grab erased. It'll be second and forever, basically, because you need to get in the end zone. Maybe 2 to 3 plays somehow left, and a long way to go. 85 yards. Ely launches one deep, looking, waiting. Was it intercepted? Falcons get the takeaway and seal a Week 4 victory. A clutch interception by Tavian Edwards.
Fly, Falcons, fly! They started it with defense and finished it with defense. Put in the dime package, and Bingham still couldn't keep the pass rush off of Coyote there as he throws one up. Last chance, and it falls into the willing arms of the Falcons defender. And Jackson Stevens is cool. March out. The best formation in football, JT, the victory formation.
One knee all that separates the Falcons from a 4-0 start to the season, and Bingham will fall to 1-3, and it's about the best 1-3 team I've seen in a long time, Brian.
I know the adage is that you are what your record says you are, but this Bingham team is way, way tougher than that 1-3 record they indicate. A young group that is growing exponentially from game to game. They just went toe-to-toe with one of the best programs in the state. And JT, this is one of those nights where I just count my lucky stars and have to express my gratitude that we get to come out and watch these games, because that was one of the best pound-for-pound matchups that I've seen in a long time. Hats off to both programs, the Bingham, the Skyridge, and there's no better feeling than walking off the field with a win, especially to your home crowd.
There really is no better feeling. And two things before we go. First, Brian, just the performance by Ely to come in to the reigning 6A state champions house and put up 28 points for his offense, leading them on timely drive after timely drive. Your thoughts on what we saw from him?
A lot of growth from a sophomore who really has been put into a tough situation, right? It all rests on his shoulders. He's got a lot of support there on that Bingham offense, going up against this tough Skyridge front. And we saw some moments of greatness there from him, especially in the second half. They were able to close that lead, and a lot to go home, hang your hat on if you're Bingham. I know people don't like moral victories, but we love to stack wins, JT. The wins don't always come on the scoreboard. Sometimes it comes on individual plays. For Kylie, he's got a lot of wins that he can stack, and this entire Bingham football team as well.
And Brian, your final thoughts on Skyridge 4-0 and survives their toughest test of the season yet.
Well, I think survives is an interesting word, right? Because I think it indicates that maybe they weren't quite ready for what Bingham was bringing to the table, right? This is a very talented Skyridge football team, and they were tested. And when you have so much talent, you're always curious to see how a team will respond. Defending state championship, and really it was all in the response, right? We saw them have opportunities, drop the interception, right? The penalty, and what did they do? They went out and got 2 TFLs, and one was sacked, and stuffed Bingham on that very drive. Mentality to keep attacking and the finish just really impressive from the Skyridge football team. And I think a lot of it is in good credit to Coach Ham and the program that they built here, and the Skyridge football players who bought in.
So your final here officially. The Skyridge Falcons get a 35-28 victory over the Bingham Miners. For all the hardworking men and women at KSL Sports Rewind, JT Wistersill, Brian Brown, Gavin, and our cameraman Doug signing off. Have a great Friday night.